Alright, what is up everyone? Someone asked for my graphics settings in one of my recent TikToks, and I need content, so I just figured I would make a video. I do use a third-party software called Reshade to make my game more vibrant. I'm not going to be going over that because that, I think, might be bannable at this point with the whole tacular thing. But he was using night vision things. I don't do that. I just simply use the vibrance part of it. I also use another third-party software that makes my audio a little more bass boosted. So if you notice, listen, headshots sound very smooth and they're like, you know, they're just bass boosted. I'll be going over that in this video so you guys can have the bass boosted headshots. But other than that, that's the only two softwares that I'm going to be going over, and then everything else will be in the Rust console and settings, or maybe in the Steam launch options. But yeah. So without further ado, I'm going to just go through the settings. I'm not going to explain everything just because, you know, that would be way too long of a video. But yeah, I'm just going to go through and you can pause and copy. Here's the options. User interface. Gestures, whatever. Audio. This is very preference. I wouldn't copy this, but up to you. My keybinds, once again, all preference. This is all dependent. I do play on 1600 DPI, so I do play very high sends, if you can't tell. Screen, I play 1280 by 1080. I will go over how to change your stretch res, at least for NVIDIA, just to help you guys out. Graphics, you can copy everything here. The only thing that you'll not be able to copy is this, which I'm going to show you right now. So the reason it looks like that, instead of any of these, is because I go into my console by pressing F1. And you're going to type in graphics dot, I think quality, yeah, and type in -1. And it's going to change it to 0. And that's what makes it so your graphics are like the lowest they can be, which makes it just kind of makes everything that doesn't need, like your stone doesn't need to be all beautiful. If you want it to be, just put your graphics on like high or something like that. But then everything else I would copy. Image effects, this is kind of preference. The only thing I would really change is sharpen. Just makes everything a little bit more sharp looking. I personally don't like it. Everything's sharp enough for me. But if you want to change that, go ahead. Accessibility, this is all preference. Experimental. I would turn this on. It's like, it just makes your FPS a little better. And then this partial, and then this all the way up. Make sure this is all the way up. This is very important. In the console, there's a few things that I'm going to go over. But there will be other videos out there on the internet that should help, or on YouTube that should help you with the console. But just a few things. Headlerp, this right here, you want to put this at 100. This is going to make it so when you alt look, and then when you like let go of alt, it'll snap back very quickly. This is really good for when you're PvPing and you're just, or you're in a roam or anything. So you don't have to sit there and wait for it to go like this. You know what I mean? That was so horrible. I used to not have it on, and that just sucked. For the next part, I'm going to be going out of Rust, actually, and I'm going to be showing you guys my Steam options. So if we go to settings here, properties, and then the launch options, I'll leave this in the description. The only thing that you have to worry about changing is where it says the width and height. This is what resolution your game is going to load when you start up Rust. So I play 1280 by 1080, so that's what I have these numbers at. And then with this max memory, this is depending on your RAM, so I'll leave a like text. I'll leave it up on the screen right now for what you should put this number at, depending on how much RAM you have. And the way to check how much RAM you have is by going to System. Actually, you can go to Task Manager. I'll find it. I'm sorry, right here, and then Memory. And right next to it says memory 16 gigabytes. So I have 16 gigabytes of RAM. So that's how I know what to put here. And like I said, I'll leave like a chart up. And then everything else should be fine. I think the GC buffer may change. If it does, I will leave a chart for that as well. But other than that, this should all keep this like this. Other than that though, I'm going to be showing you guys how to do the audio and the stretch res. So I'll do the stretch res first and then the audio. And then that'll wrap up the video. Now, this is only for NVIDIA. I don't know how to do it on AMD. I'm sure it's similar. You can watch a video for that. And the only reason you need to do this is because whenever you start Rust with the launch options with your resolution in it, it's going to boot up Rust in that resolution. And then when you go back into your monitor, say you alt tab and you want to go to your desktop is going to be back in its native resolution. And that's going to like kind of make things buggy. So in order to prevent that, every time you start up Rust, we're just going to change our resolution on our monitor that Rust is playing on to the resolution that Rust is running on. Which in my case is 1280 by 1080. And the way to do that is go to change resolution under display in your NVIDIA control panel, which by the way, you can just look that up in the Windows search. And then go to customize, create custom resolution, and then you're going to create your custom res, and then whatever your refresh rate is on your monitor, and then you're done. And then it'll pop up. You just click the check and click OK, and then it'll be there. Click that, click apply, and then click yes. And then also one more thing you want to change is adjust desktop size and position. So where it says apply the following settings scaling, you want to make sure this is in full screen. If it's an aspect ratio, when you change the resolution to whatever you're playing on, which I play 1280 by 1080, it's gonna change the square. It's gonna be like a square shape, and it's gonna have black bars around it. In order for it to like actually stretch, you need to click full screen, and this will stay like this unless you like reset your PC settings. But as long as you don't do anything like that, this will stay like this forever. So you only have to change it the one time, and then whenever you click this, it'll actually stretch instead of leaving the black bars. All right, so for the audio, I use a equalizer called Peters Equalizer APO or Piece Equalizer APO, or just Piece. I think it's Piece Equalizer. Yeah, it's Piece Equalizer. I'll leave a link for both things you need in the description. So you're gonna need Piece, but in order for Piece to work, you need Equalizer APO, and I will leave 2 links for that in the description. Both of them are very safe. I've used them for years. My computer's been fine. Installation's super easy, and then once you have it, it'll ask you if you want to load up Piece through like full screen or the other one. Just click the one on the right. It's like the full version, and then just click on. It should be Bluetooth headset 1. Yeah, it's Bluetooth headset 1. I just changed it to Rust, but Bluetooth headset 1 is the one that makes your headshot sound like bass boosted. I like that one a lot. And yeah, and then every time you load up Rust, you just want to start Piece Equalizer and then click the full screen, and it should by default have whatever you last selected. And yeah, and then make sure this is turned on, and then you want to keep this open while you play. If you close it, it won't work. And then, like I said, in order for Piece to work, you need Equalizer APO installed. But once you install Equalizer APO, it'll always be running on your PC, so you don't have to like open it every time you play Rust or anything like that. Other than that, one last thing with the audio, I personally have my headset at 100 at all times, and then I just use the volume mixer to change everything. So with that being said, if your headset is anything like mine, if you just have your audio at 1, it's going to be extremely loud. So in order to prevent that, I do audio.game, and then you can change this to a decimal value instead of just having it at 1. And like I have it on like 0.25, and that is good enough for me. Like it's very loud. You can hear the gunshots are pretty loud. But yeah. And then like audio master, that's this one. So that's 1. But yeah. So if you have the audio.game at 1 as well, I'll just, for instance, audio.game 1. Like that is way too loud for my ears, bro. My eardrums would literally blow out within like a day. So I put that at like 0.25, and it's so much better. But whoever asked for this video, I hope this helped, and hope it helps any other people that are watching it. And yeah, let me know if you guys have any questions. I'll leave my Discord in the description. You guys can join that. Thank you, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Adios.